Remember to enunciate, speak up, loud.
Oh, am I quiet?
No?
Oh.
I'm just getting myself prepared.
Oh, okay.
Recorded in front of a live studio audience at Riverdale Studios in Sioux Falls, this is A Comic Book Look.
Welcome to A Comic Book Look, your weekly comic book show. Anything in the industry, you want it, you got it. AKA, we are No More Doom and Gloom. My name is John, and this is Tom over here. We're both this week, AKA doomed regarding the wallets, and we'll talk about that later. We got Tyler on the ones and twos, aka Dr. Doom, rocking the buttons and so forth. Tom and I, last week, we did this on our own, and we just really realized that Skylar actually does quite a bit, despite the fact that, you know, during our board meetings, we rag on him quite a bit, and usually he runs out of the room crying, and, you know, then IMJ management just shakes their head it's insane. It's an insane operation that we're running here.
It is. I mean, well, Skylar's, he is known to screw most things up that he gets his hands on. So, I mean, we thought last week when he wasn't here, you know, we ran the camera. It's weird how it, you know, we didn't have any problems or anything, and everything ran smoothly and stuff, but whatever, I guess we gotta say, like, we miss Skylar or something because he's a part of the team, but everybody knows we hate him, so. Welcome to A Comic Book Look, issue 36.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, you know what?
We're getting old. Almost over the hill. 4 more issues.
Oh, there we go. But no, once again, we are welcome to have Skylar back. At least we'll have a backup camera and some good editing going on, you know, because Skylar is the master.
Yeah.
And we have a great show, and it's going to be about Justice League Doom. You may have heard all of those dooms that John was dropping.
Yeah, I was trying, I tried to make it fun.
You always do. Love it. Love it, homie. Well, Justice League Doom is the animated movie that out from DC. It's about the Tower of Babel trade that I think Mark Waid wrote. It's based on that story, and DC continues to put out these awesome animated movies, and I told you that we were going to review every single one. We're a few weeks late on this one, so we just gave you time to get ready for these spoilers.
Exactly.
You know, that are going to be dropping here.
There was a lot to it. There was.
Yeah, totally.
I don't even know how to begin this review. I mean, how do you want to do it? Go character by character?
Yeah, I don't know.
Overall,
should we first just talk, I don't know. Should we give them a rundown first? And then we'll kind of give them a rundown of what happened, and then we'll kind of talk about what we like for animation, what we like for voice acting, and overall story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, overall, this is a great story of Justice League. All the main members, Cyborg kind of on the outside coming in, and it's about an equal and opposite team. One bad guy for every person in the Justice League ready to take each other out, and they succeed. And there's a lot of other things playing on why they succeed and how they succeed, but they succeed and they take the whole Justice League out. Well, they end up turning around, you know, and it's a Justice League, you know, Justice League wins at the end. That's not a huge spoiler, you know, but it's just cool to actually see them getting taken out, have to work together to find out a way to get back on their feet after they have been defeated, and the clever ways that it happens, and then the, you know, big twist that almost kind of drops in the middle, and you're almost like, this story could stop here at one place, but you have to continue on with the rest of the story with the overall, you know, evil villain, which is Vandal Savage, who made my top 10 list of villains, if you guys remember.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, and this was just badass. John was cracked in Sebastian Shaw jokes. Like,
you guys, there were so many Marvel cameos in this. Psylocke appears out of nowhere. The purple,
Star Sapphire.
Yeah, you know, I was like, oh, Psylocke, that's cool. And then, who else did we have? Metallica called War Machine.
Yeah.
And then, I was just totally BSing, you know.
And then you called, Cheetah was...
Oh, yeah, Tigra.
Tigra. I was like, give me a break.
Totally looks like her, though.
Yeah, well, that's like... Same with Thunderbolts.
What?
Thunderbolts are all full of DC characters. Like, Zatanna, is Zatanna. And,
except she's cooler.
And lamer at the same
Pretty lame.
And
Daughter
then
of Satan.
also Captain Boomerang is.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he is a part of the Rogues
Boomerang
Flash.
in Marvel Universe is pretty lame.
Yeah, especially compared to the Boomerang in
DC. Yeah.
But anyway, that shit happens from back and forth.
It does.
Back to the.
It was an honest mistake, and I apologize to Tom. And then I kept doing it throughout the movie.
But it was funny.
New characters showed up.
It was funny, though. I get it. I mean, Sebastian Shaw and
did.
Vandal Savage do look
exactly
exactly alike.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
But Sebastian Shaw is the ripoff. Vandal Savage is the original. Anyway, Vandal Savage is awesome. It's a great story, about him just being so old and fed up with how the world is, and and it almost seems like when the bad guys have to be on Vandal Savage's side, they kind of even are reluctant, and that's kind of cool too. But they are forced into it, so then they just do it. But I think overall, I mean, it was a very clear story of what happened. It was you can kind of tell that it was probably a comic book first because they had a lot of different things going on, and it wasn't like a movie format where build up, climax done. The middle of the movie was almost the climax, and I liked that a lot. I thought it was still good, and overall, just a good, solid Justice League story. And so now let's delve a little bit deeper on what we kind of thought of it. But, overall story, Justice League are faced with a problem. They completely get defeated. They have to rise from that and win. I mean, it's tried and true story, just very clever how they did it.
Well, I don't know if I feel the same way on that
Okay.
one. It happened, though.
We'll keep our ratings for the end.
We will.
So let's first talk about the animation style and how the animation looked.
Totally. I thought it was smooth. I liked it a lot, actually. It kind of, but like I told you guys, I've been watching a lot of the 90s Batmans and so forth, so it was kind of like that, but it was a step further. I really like the environments that, they were in, seamless art. I mean, I don't get as technical into this kind of stuff like Tom does, but I like the look of it a lot.
Yeah,
It was easy to watch.
Totally.
I totally got into it, so...
Me too. I thought it was I thought the animation was very well. There wasn't a lot of times where, when they cut into computer sequences that it looked so off like it does sometimes. And maybe like Batman Under the Red Hood and stuff like that with the car scenes and the planes. It was very, the transitions were good. And I think that comes from it being so computer animated now that it's still an animation style, and I'm sure it is still drawn, but, because it's not like Green Lantern, the animated series, where it's, Toy Story animated. It's still 2D animation that we love. But since there's always bright lights and different things, the colors seem so computerized that all those other things really are flawless and seamless, and it does look good. And I also think that the faces were almost like Jim Chung, almost anime. But not, I mean, very American, just like the background faces and stuff like that, and I really thought they were good. I mean, I thought they were really done well when it could have been, that's definitely a part that can be looked over. And then also, just, I like the opening, I liked, presenting the characters, and the opening sequence was probably almost as good as the rest. I mean, they fought the, what was the name?
Royal Flush Gang.
Royal Flush Gang, and just a cool gang right off the bat that, the Justice League just happened to step in at the end, and I mean, Batman, they're taking on Batman, and it's right off the, I did think, it was kind of, the voice acting was almost a little sterile, or like a lot of the Justice League were just like walking around, like they didn't even care what was going on at all, during like fighting the Royal Flush Gang, and I was like, okay, just put a little effort into it. I get that this is probably just another day for you guys, but that bothered me just a little bit. But overall, I mean, the way that they portrayed that gang, portrayed the bad guys, everybody had a very good, clean look. I really liked the animation, so I totally rate that high.
One question for the viewers out there, too, regarding the Royal Flush Gang is, from my experience with them, is that I met them in Batman Beyond, so are they in any books prior to that, like like in the Batman line or anything, or I don't know. You mentioned you hadn't really seen them.
Yeah, I hadn't seen them, so yeah.
So I'm kind of curious to see. I mean, if they have popped up, shoot me a submission. number is. I could easily Google it, but I'd rather hear it from the viewer.
Yeah, because then you're going to get some
What
crappy
issues?
issue compared
Yeah.
to some awesome issues.
Exactly.
So definitely let us know, because I would like to see those guys again. It was
Yeah.
really cool, and they
I
were
liked it.
really
It was
cool.
a fun
game.
line of characters.
And they look badass.
Yeah.
For sure, man. And so, what do you think about the voice acting? I mean, any parts throw you off? Anything not good?
No, it was well done, I thought.
Yeah, me too.
For each character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, I really liked it. I like Kevin Conroy. I've talked about before. Is back as Batman, and I've talked about him before. He's the Batman from the animated series, and you can tell his voice has changed. He's gotten a lot older. I mean, animated series in '92. That's 20 full years ago that he was doing that,
Still doing it.
and he's my favorite Batman, and that is portrayed on the screen is definitely Batman the animated series and his voice. And you can tell it's changed a little bit, and maybe he's just not into it as much as he was, but it is still heads and feet above the rest. I mean, I absolutely loved his voice acting. And then, I mean, the voice acting almost is what made this video really, really good for me. I mean, you have Michael Rosenbaum as the Flash, which is just a great Flash. God, I love though him. Michael
Green Lantern just
so
cracked
good.
me
And
up.
then Nathan Fillion, as you guys obviously know from Serenity and Firefly, and then also from Castle, who he's just every geek's favorite, and the sing along, and it is awesome. I love him as the Green Lantern. And then you get Tim Daly as a Superman, which is, the guy from Wings, guys. I mean, he's awesome. Also is doing those sick-ass shorts right now that he has like a short web TV show that is literally so funny. And they just recently had Michael Rosenbaum on, and it just was, and Nathan Fillion, all on his web TV show, and it was awesome. Definitely check that out. But just like all these great voice actors all working together, it really makes the movie just totally much more enjoyable for me. I didn't take the time and look it up, but Vandal Savage's voice was also awesome, recognizable. I can't place her right now. Wonder Woman is the same voice actor that has before, actress that they've had before in the animated, and just flawless, just so good. So
It's a smart move.
it is.
Like that.
I think they bucked down and then they just paid for everybody to just be in it, and I'm glad they did, because I did miss one of my favorite actors that or I guess not my favorite actress, but the guy I always liked is the Nick from CSI, and he does the voice for Captain Atom, and I love when he's the voice for Captain Atom, and so I wish I would have seen a little Captain Atom. That would have been sweet, but we did get a sweet Cyborg, so
Agreed.
you got to trade it out sometimes. He was in those Apocalypse and Doomsday or whatever, those Batman, Superman, other Warner Brother animated movies are, and great voice acting. So another top mark for animation and voice acting for me. Now let's talk overall storyline and what we thought of it. John, you can totally go first.
Totally.
Since you're gonna bring it down.
No, I'm not. I'll admit it. I thought the ending. Yeah, overall, I thought it was actually the best DC film that I've ever seen. Now,
holy damn! That's
am
dropping bombs, man.
Right. I am the yang to Tom's yin, however, and I support the first 2/3 of the movie more than the last third. And if there's anyone that's wondering at this point why that is, you haven't watched the show enough. But just seeing the heroes get bitch slapped around and villainy ruling and everything, I thought it was wonderful. I was like, oh, a symphony to my ears.
Yeah, there was a couple times where
I had the biggest grin on my
Bane
face.
hit Batman, and I was like, oh damn, and John was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man,
Yeah.
you son of a bitch.
I know, but no, seriously, this movie really gave that cast of villains an opportunity to shine. I got to meet some new ones. No complaints in that regard.
Yeah, totally. Great villains.
Yeah, it was great. Even, the one that looked like Tigra, Cheetah, was, feral and badass and stuff. You see so many of these types of characters, feral and Tigra and whatever else. You start to get used to it. Then she's got her little claws and she slashes the Mr. Savage across the throat. Oh. And that's just cutthroat. So, I mean, she's got personality. She's got.
So let's explain that. Explain, because you can't just say she.
Oh, that was a spoiler alert. My bad.
Well, we said spoiler at the beginning, so I mean we're going to be spoiling
Skylar's
it all the whole time.
going to be throwing spoiler alerts over the episode.
Just know that we're spoiling it. I mean, you guys should have watched this. We're late. It came out 3 weeks ago.
So if you haven't watched it, you're later than we are.
And so. But it's just explain that whole scene because it is a super sweet scene.
All right, Savage is explaining, I've lived longer than humankind has itself, and I plan on, whatever, taking over the world with a solar flare, which I thought was kind of lame. But he was like, nothing can kill me, and she's like, oh really? And then she gets her little claws, into action and slashes him across the throat. He falls to the floor. She's like, lol.
Blood he just falls straight to the. Yeah. She's like, oh, nothing can kill me. And he's like, go ahead and just cuts his neck, falls straight to the floor, just blood gushing everywhere.
And then he gets back up, and he's got 3 lines across his throat, and then it heals.
And then he just bitch slaps her.
Yeah, and then he just knocks her against the wall.
Just total villainy.
You can still work for me, right? Terrible. But he's a equal opportunity employer because he did.
Somebody slashed my throat, boy or girl, I'd probably hit him back too.
Yeah. After you got up, right?
But
yeah, you probably have to drench your hair with blood too.
It was a sweet scene. I would. I'd wring it out. Making fun of my ponytail.
No,
I'm just kidding.
That's not my job.
I forgot. Back in the day, we used to have guys heckling me about my ponytail on the comment section. Oh, God.
Really good haircut.
Thank God we're on IMJ now, Inveterate Media Junkies.
Where ponytails rule supreme. There can be only one.
We only get Locust Mortis, making fun of everything else.
Yeah. But it's from Ireland.
Yeah.
We can deal with that.
Yeah, we can handle it. But yes, alright.
So anyways, that's the gist of my review. What was the question?
I just wanted you to explain that scene.
Oh.
And then
what was the overall question?
But John.
About the movie?
Yeah, what was your overall view, and then
and
then just how you're feeling about it, and that's what you said. The first two.
Yeah. So the first 2/3 awesome. The other thing, spoiler, is that Batman kind of got chewed out by the Justice League because he kind of had a plan on how to deal with each of them. I like that aspect of it too because Batman's such a clever character, and we're learning that. And then DC New 52. I just picked up issue 7. Hadn't had a chance to read it yet. But
5-star
Bon
book.
Appetit. Did you read it?
Oh yeah. That's the top of my stack.
I gotta read that.
I've told people 100 times. Scott Snyder's Batman run on the New 52 is potentially the best Batman story set I've ever came out.
I'll read it.
Love it.
But I don't know. That was the other cool thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, what he's talking about is how you're wondering. The big twist was how clever they took out the Justice League. Well, they snuck into Batman's computer, hacked all his information. Yeah. Batman has a contingency plan for every single superhero. Anybody who's ever been in the Justice League, any villain. I mean, it's Batman. He's 20 steps ahead of everybody else. Yeah. They took Batman's plan on how to stop them all, and that's how they were stopped. Batman found out in the middle. He goes, "What's going on? I did this." He realized they're all his plans. And that's how they get him to be fixed, and it's so clever, so clever, and loved it. It's an old story, so I mean, once again, if you think we're spoiling it, get real. It came out. Mark Waid wrote it long time ago. Yeah. So whatever.
I'm almost curious to read that trade though, just to see how it compares, because I like doing that.
Yeah, I know. I totally want to read it too. No doubt about it. And this is the first time that it has been a Justice League animated movie because they've been a lot. There's been a lot of them. The last one was Batman Year One. Yeah. There's a next one that they just announced, and I love them. I love when they come out. It's fun to watch. Yeah. Usually we get a guest on for it, but we weren't prepared enough. But next one we'll definitely be reviewing again. And overall, I mean, I do think this was very good. I don't think it was as good as Batman Under the Red Hood or Batman Year One because I really, really liked those. And I
liked Year One.
And I liked those comics that they were off of. But this was definitely my favorite one that was been Justice League. Better than the Superman, Batman, Doomsday, and better than or Apocalypse or whatever those were. Way better. And I thought it was overall great. I thought the cleverness with Batman. I love the you know, the overall arcing story of Vandal Savage trying to take out 2/3 of the world's population so he can control the rest, because he remembers a time 60,000 years ago when that was what he did, and he thought that was when he was the happiest. And I just think that's so funny, and I like Vandal Savage so much. Great overall. So now let's do, like we always do, Copy the Mates podcast and do ratings. Ratings. I am going to drop this straight 8 out of 10. I'm not doing a star ratio because it's not, I don't want to do like 4.5. I don't want to do 4. I'm going to just do a full, no stars, 1 through 10, how much I liked it, 8. Now you're up.
Pressure. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7 out of 10.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's good for a superhero film. I don't know, like, yeah, for me, it was just the end of, like, and Tom said, even at the beginning, it was too cocky, there just wasn't enough logistics or concern, I guess, behind it. The Royal Flush game was cool to see, too, though.
Yeah, you liked that. Yeah. John was definitely loved the beginning.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is amazing. So, I like that, you know, so maybe I should give it a higher rating, but I'm not going to, only because at the end it was kind of hokey, you know.
I agree.
And Superman proposing to Batman with the box in his hand, and I was like, oh, it's a kryptonite wedding ring. No, it's a bullet. What a jerk.
Yeah, at the end,
Bruce's heart skipped a beat, and it turns out it's a bullet.
At the end, Superman gives Batman a kryptonite bullet and is like, if anything ever happens to me, please stop me. Like Batman didn't already have a giant piece of kryptonite in his utility belt already being. He was thinking, he didn't even say anything back to him. He just like took it from him, and then walked away because Batman's thinking in his head, dude, I could take you out anytime.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I'm Batman.
Yeah.
And but I thought it was still funny. You know, Batman. You know, was like, okay, yes, I'll take this away. I couldn't have defeated you beforehand. Wink, wink. Thought that was a funny part as well. Yeah, but so, you know,
it's a good film.
8, 7, that's pretty good. So go check it out. DC, it's the Justice League Doom animated movie. I'm sure it'll be in Redbox soon. Buy it, rent it, you know, try not to pirate it, and get the money to DC so that, you know, we can keep on getting these coming in more and more and more because they are super fun. And at the end, it did say in memory of Dwayne McDuffie because, and I totally felt that because we watched it with some other people, and my wife, you know, she has watched tons of Justice League episodes, and it totally reminded her of a bunch of those Justice League the animated series, which Dwayne McDuffie, you know, was a writer and producer on. And they did do in memory of him at the end. So I also want to say in memory of Dwayne McDuffie, that was, you know, you can totally feel that he still has his handprints on the Justice League movies that they're still making, which is really cool. And so yeah, Justice League Doom, check it out, please, guys. It's awesome. Now let's change the pace here.
All right.
Hey, we can go over our books. But did you ever see John Carter of Mars yet? Or,
No.
I mean, John Carter?
No.
Me neither, you know, and I kind of feel like we should have, I think I don't know, what do you guys think? Did we drop the ball on not doing a John Carter, review?
Is it a comic book?
Tons of comic book. Warlord of Mars is coming out right now, and Princess of Mars. And Marvel just had a new #1 that was John Carter of Mars, or something like that. It's like, they're based on the old novels, but they come out from Dynamite all the time.
Are they good?
I've never read them. I don't know.
No.
Actually, no. Ian, you know, on the site says that on IMJ, the co-founder, Ian McMillan, he said that on his picks that these books are good, so I don't know. I haven't read them.
We better get familiar then.
I know, and so I don't know. If you do think we dropped the ball on that, I'm sorry. I do plan on seeing it, though, because I do want to see it. Yeah. And there's been tons of everybody's like, it's a box office flop. It's horrible. I've heard people say it's good.
I've heard a lot of praise.
Yeah, and I've heard anybody that I would trust in going to movies has heard it's good, so I'm going to go to it.
So the guys that like shop see it?
I don't know. I haven't talked to them.
Oh.
Just like guys at work and stuff.
Yeah.
So
That's ground.
want to see it,
Yeah.
but I don't know. We did drop the ball. The next movie is, I think it is. Is it Avengers or Spider-Man is next?
Got Spider-Man, Avengers, Batman. We got our hands full.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, a lot of 3D shades to wear.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. Fucking 3D shades.
Yeah. I can't get
Whatever.
rid of them.
All right, let's get to our stacks because John was mentioned a little bit earlier that we are doomed. Our wallets were because it was a big stack this week.
Huge stack.
I mean, just so much. It felt like so much came out. Just like, why are you doing this to us? You know, you go in there some weeks and you're like, oh, I got 2 books.
Yeah.
You know, oh, I got.
Exactly.
Why am I even here? And then you just drop the load on it.
Exactly.
Like
these past 2 weeks for me have just been stupid. But the
well,
other two
luckily
are
the last week I picked up 2 weeks worth because I was on that cruise.
Yeah.
And it was like the same size as this week.
Yeah.
This is double week. Loved it. Okay.
Good.
Anyway, I haven't read a lot.
I haven't either.
Should we talk about? Let's run through the stack of just what we bought, and if we read a little bit of it,
Sure.
say what you thought of it.
Sure. You want me to go
Yeah,
first?
go first, bro.
Yay! Well, up first, and certainly not my most favorite, but Avengers Extinction number 404.
Oh, nice! You're still getting it's 404 now.
Yeah.
Hey, it's completed. I'm gonna borrow that from him. You know, I'm gonna read it still.
It's not my favorite. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's just the prelude to Avengers versus X-Men. Nothing special, so that's all I'm really gonna say about it. It just didn't. It wasn't meant to do anything for me. That's the kind. And you called it.
Yeah, I did call it. I called it from the beginning. The dude at the comic shop talked John into getting it, and he picked. You know, he sold.
It's
4
not
more
terrible,
comics.
but it was definitely a filler, and it meant to amp me up for.
Avengers versus X-Men.
Didn't really. So not necessary, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So save yourself $12 and don't get that line.
Yeah, just make sure a good friend gets it, and then you can read
Yeah,
it.
if you're really curious about it.
And just $12, just $3.99 comics. Don't get me started. Anyway, then Infinite Vacation came out. Number 4. I remember talking about this years ago. I don't know. It feels like at least over 1 full year.
They take a long time.
Apparently, I mean, over a year ago, and you're on issue 4. I'm sticking with it because it's of 5, and it is unique. I do want to trust in Nick Spencer's image work. There's these times that like they cut into real people. I don't know if they're doing it this time. If that's the same book, I don't even remember. I seriously don't. It's been so long. So before I'm going to read this, I'm going to totally go through and read the first 3 because I know that it's like Infinite Vacation. There's totally different dimensions, and you're a different person in a different dimension, and he's jumping through all these things, and people are after him or something.
Artwork looks pretty sick, though.
But the artwork it's very innovative, but then it can get a little sloppy on times, but very innovative at least, at the least, and very good coloring and stuff. But like real pictures are part of it, like people.
What? That's awesome.
So it gets like weird.
Yeah.
And so like
That's
I don't know,
part
like
of
all
that,
the commercials are usually like in real people. It's hard to explain. But anyway, came out. I'm still buying it. I know a lot of you IMJers, a lot of the nation has dropped off. Still with it. I'm hanging tight.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure when it's all completed, you know, it'll be probably worth something checking out. You know, who knows?
To cover like that, totally.
Yep.
Alright, X Factor number 233. We got Havoc and Polaris back in the leadership saddle.
Oh.
Multiple Man turns out he's not dead. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. So kind of a,
Nice.
things have changed, so Multiple Man's like, oh, great, So it's kind of getting back to the norm a little bit. Very strategic. Siren is actually being called Banshee now in honor of deceased dad, so we totally both biffed it on that.
We biffed it last
But,
week. We talked about Banshee and Simon.
We weren't really even sure of her whereabouts, and I was like, I think she's in X Factor.
And I totally was like, I don't think she's in X Factor. She's so in X Factor.
Yeah.
After I was
totally
even
forgot
watching it, I was
that,
like, dude, I'm such an idiot.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's in X Factor.
That's what I was like, John, you're a dork.
Yeah,
so.
you should have. You had the chance to just
I know.
nail me. Be like, hey, dumbass.
Yeah.
Hey, you are wrong.
I'm
I am
sorry.
right.
Yeah, we both suck. So that was definitely mutual my bad. So.
And so like Multiple Man. I hate to ask these questions because I should probably just read it. But so Multiple Man comes back to his, his group of people that he runs, and he's not running it anymore. He's just like a part of.
He
He's a follower.
he hasn't like ran into them yet, but he's been made aware of that change.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next on my list is Fables 115. I haven't read it yet.
I haven't either.
So it looks pretty grim, but it looks like we're gonna get some of the stuff from the Cubs and her taking over as the North Wind.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes. Once again,
Loving the
it's like Fables was at the beginning something that you just like loved. Every issue, something's happening, something's getting crazy, and now it's like I'm just in for the overall story. I love the characters now, and like wherever you go, Bill Willingham and Mark Buckingham, I'm following. I'm just following wherever you go because I'm with it. I'm down with Fables, and it'll be that series for me. Just as long as those are the same people that are creating and they don't go too crazy, I'm gonna stick with it.
Agreed. All right, on deck, Catwoman number 7. Life is about to change. She steals a nice car. It actually ends with her working with another thief who likes to electrocute people. Kind of a metahuman kind of feel. So, kind of a filler issue, Stay smart, don't be stupid. She's working with her friend now. Doing more robberies and stuff like that. So kind of a different angle. Still love the series, so I'm going to stick with it for a while. So we'll kind of see how it goes.
I think it's cool. I think that's a cool cover.
Yeah, no, I've always liked just the feel of it.
I didn't think the first 5 were bad. I mean, it's not something I want to continue
That's
reading,
my
but
job.
but yeah. All right, next book, Thunderbolts. My favorite, John's least favorite these days. The chump.
Actually, this is a great issue.
I haven't read it yet, but that's good to hear.
I'm not going to spoil it for you.
But I am excited to finish up this Thunderbolts because I'm not excited to buy a Dark Avengers book. I'm just not excited to buy it, and so
I don't like the title change.
And as it's just going on, it's continuing to go on. I mean, yeah, you don't like it either. I mean, you love Dark Avengers, but you would rather have.
I'd rather have Thunderbolts.
And I think, aren't you gonna miss Ghost and Troll?
They're not going away necessarily.
I thought.
No, the teams are gonna butt heads as soon as the Time Travelers return.
So when the Time Travelers return, they're gonna go to they're gonna meet Osborn's people, right? And I thought then Osborn's people are gonna take over this book.
Maybe, or there's gonna be 2 teams. They did that for a while in the past.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, man. I love Ghost, and Troll. I'm really liking her too, and I love the man thing and all these different things that they have about this, and even Zatanna's grown on me.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been growing on me, even though she's a Zatanna ripoff, and so yeah. But I'm glad to hear it's a good book.
Yeah.
So.
Totally. Am I up?
Yep.
Oh. Uncanny X-Men number 9. Got some Avengers on the cover and some X-Men. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, so I don't have anything to say, but I'm excited to check it out. So.
Let me see. What's this thing? So this is 1 month until. So this isn't the actual. It's not happening yet.
It's just leading up to it.
So they're fighting together right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay. All right. I got Wonder Woman up next. Wonder Woman. I haven't read it yet. There's already people on IMJ's site talking like this may have jumped the shark with this issue. I don't think so. Cliff Chain's back. Come on, guys. Makes me wonder. But anyway.
Don't knock it till you rock it.
Yep, exactly. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. You got this one?
Oh, yeah, dude. Let's talk about that.
Wow. Batman number 7. I haven't read it yet, though. So tell us about it.
It's ridiculously awesome. 5-star book. Just absolutely crazy. You almost throw this crazy twist in with Dick Grayson in, and it's almost like it doesn't matter. Just love it. God, Scott Snyder's the man.
Totally shouldn't have had you do that. I haven't read it yet.
And I haven't told you anything.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what happened with Dick Grayson?
I don't know. Holding hands?
Yeah, see, you have no idea.
Playing Marvel.
Is it odd that Dick Grayson is talking to Batman? No.
Yeah.
It's not. Long-time partner.
My turn, or your turn.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, you were Batman. Alright, New Mutants, haven't read it yet.
Sweet.
I told you guys I was going to drop it multiple times, but I started the Cypher story. I'm finishing that's for sure. So, whatever.
Up next, Birds of Prey number 7. Haven't read it yet, but look who got on the cover. Black Canary. with her sonic powers, because she's Irish. You're up.
I thought that cover was terrible. I hope that.
You know what's funny is actually they disagree at the comic shop. Brian rang me up and he was like, "Awesome cover." I was like, "Really?" Yeah. No, I mean, I was looking at it like...
It's like your most standard, just
yeah,
like...
I mean, I was like, I don't see anything special about it. Ivy looks like she's in agony. I don't think that's cool.
Exactly.
Alright.
I mean, I don't know if I would go with best cover prop, because I still got some good ones coming.
Yeah, dude. Do two.
Okay, I will. Luther Strode! Finishing up that mini-series. Can't wait for the next one to start. Haven't read this yet, but I'm cherishing the time until it comes.
It's a solid series.
Yeah.
You better do another one.
Okay, I'll do this one. No Place Like Home. I started it. I'm trying it out. First issue didn't blow me away, but it was still good. I talked about it real quick. We'll see what happens with it. I haven't read it yet, so. Yeah.
Alright, guys. Well, I'm giving Justice League another shot because the first arc was kind of iffy. So, number 7. Starting in this issue, we got Shazam, evidently. We'll see how that goes, but they better step it up because last issue was so... I mean, I don't know. I mean, for me, I didn't mind it so much, but after you pointed out, like, my name is Batman, I'm here to fight crime. Yeah, right? This is who I am. I'm going to be
Bruce Wayne.
beside Spider-Man fighting cops with my mask off. Exactly. So it's just...
I'm
Is that the best
pissed.
for life?
I'm so pissed.
You do yours.
And I am so mad right now. Oh, I just saw John Stack. You were just hiding that underneath, you son of a gun. Road Rage. I'm really excited for this book too. Joe Hill. Awesome book Stephen King wrote too. Stephen King and Joe Hill co-write like a book about this, and this is an adaptation into a comic. And it's going to be a 4-issue mini, and so far it's very good. I got 3 left. I don't know.
You better just do them.
Just do it. Just talk about it, because I'm so mad about yours.
No, it's
All right. I went. It's a number 1 Haven. I pick up all Vertigo number 1, so this is Voodoo Child number 1. I'm excited for it. Rage Moore, old EC artist. Excited to see this as well. A horror book from DC, just a 4-issue mini. And then Rebel Blood, a 4-issue mini as well. Riley Rossimo, who's, I've liked on some other different things. So, exciting time for Image number 1. I told you Image number 1 of the week is Rebel Blood. Or was there another one? I think, yep. Rebel Blood's going to be my Image number 1 of the week. I did not pick up, but I forgot to pick up Prophet, and I wanted to pick up Smoke and Mirrors 2, number 1, the new book from Mike Costa, but they didn't have it. Our shop didn't. So, but those are also ones I'm gonna be checking out digitally or some other way. So, yeah, word up. So now you can see why I'm pissed off.
I picked up Reed Gunther number 9, and we only got 1 in, I think, because I grabbed it. It was the only one.
We must. I mean, how?
But sometimes Tom picks it up, and sometimes I pick it up. So between us, we might have.
It sucks so bad. It was supposed to come out not this week, but last week too.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I just saw it on the
damn
shelf.
it.
I was like, dude, this is so mine. I haven't read it yet. I'm sure it's gonna be just as amazing.
It's all
Sterling
the rest.
Bear.
God damn it. That pisses me off though. Every time he gets it.
It was so awesome, dude.
That's why I need to go back to Chicago where I got those back
I
issues for
know.
a buck a piece, 1 through 3. Reed Gunther, they probably got more. Ugh. But anyway, just kidding around. It's a funny game that we play.
It's a great book.
So anyway, thank you guys for sticking with us. A comic book look, and this is what we're reading this week. Check out Justice League Doom. Make sure you're commenting on the on the IMJ site. Checking out what the other posts are, InveterateMediaJunkies.com. It's our host site, and we love to be a part of it. And if you have any questions, email us at acomicbooklook@gmail.com. Check out our Facebook group at a comic book look on Facebook. We'll just ask to join. We'll add you right away. And just great conversation. You don't have to friend anybody. You don't have to give your information out. You just get to be a part of the group, so you get to be a part of the conversation. Check us out, and thank you guys so much for watching.
Excellent, and keep it comics.